The day I disappeared, it was one of those crisp autumn days that seemed like they'd been plucked straight from a period drama and plunked into my neck of the woods. Those days are rare where I live, so when they do happen, I make sure to seize the opportunity. And what better way to do that than with a hot toddy on the porch swing while I write a touching poem about how beautiful the leaves look or something equally profound. Anyway, I went out to get the mail and almost got abducted by a squirrel who thought my salmon skin chapstick was a nut. Then I came back inside and checked on my instant pot mac and cheese, which I'd left on the stove to keep warm since I was NT gonna NAB home for another hour. I guess I forgot to turn it off because it gave me an error message saying it was NT getting enough water, even though there was still plenty of liquid left. Not wanting to waste food, I added more water, reset the timer and kept writing my poem until the delicious smell of cheesy goodness drew me back to the kitchen. This time I turned it off before serving and sat down to eat. Afterward, I noticed the clock said 2:30 p.m, which meant I had just under 30 minutes to get ready for my 3 o'clock shift at the local coffee shop. Usually, I don't rush things and I pride myself on being chill and relaxed, but this time I panicked. The morning crew had clearly not put the effort into making the place look presentable before leaving, which was evidenced by the rogue spoons in the ice bins and the lone napkin doing a solo act on the counter. The coffee machine looked like it hadn't been cleaned since the Carter administration, and there were grounds everywhere. Literally, the only clean surface was the glass case where we keep the pastries, but the lock on it was broken, so I couldn't open it to put out the muffins and scones. So I ended up standing there for 15 minutes just staring at the damn case, which made me feel like I was starring in my own personal episode of Hoarders. Just then, the owner walked in. She must have sensed my despair, because rather than start yelling at me for standing around doing nothing, she fixed the lock and made a mental note to get it repaired properly later. Then she told me to get started on cleaning, which I did, although I felt like I was making very little progress. I cleaned the grinds out of the espresso machine and wiped down the counter, rearranged the spoons, refilled the sugar dispensers, restocked the pastry case, and still the place looked like a bomb had exploded in it. I mean, you could barely see the wood grain on the counter anymore. There was so much grime on it. I honestly would NT have been surprised if someone had walked in and announced it was an all-you-can-eat pasta buffet. "Well, I want you to go ahead and take the trash out," she said suspiciously. "Sure thing." As I walked out the back door and deposited the trash in its home, I pulled out my phone and called my coworker. "Hey, you want to switch shifts tomorrow? I'm getting the flu or something and I don't feel well." "You know, I wish I could, but I can't," she said. "Why not?" "Because I'm coming down with something awful. I feel terrible, but I have to drive my grandma to her doctor's appointment tomorrow afternoon and I can't get anyone else to cover for me. Oh, sorry. I didn't realize you had prior commitments. Let me know how you feel in the morning and we'll figure something out." "Thanks. Bye." Then I went back inside and got back to cleaning. Now, I'm not usually nosy, but my curiosity got the best of me. So I followed my boss on her way out the door. She went to the post office, which I found odd since I had the mail and there wasn't anything in the outgoing box. I chalked it up to some sort of mystery and intrigue and went back to work, convinced that the mere fact that I was spending so much time alone with my thoughts was driving me insane. I could feel my blood pressure rising with every second that ticked by on the clock. Suddenly, the bell above the door chimed and a woman walked in. "Hi, welcome to the Daily Grind. How can I help you? Where's the bathroom?" He'll figure it out. Just give him that. I nodded slowly, pocketed the paper and headed toward the door. And do NT think for a second that giving him that little slip of paper is going to get you out of working overtime on Saturday? What? I didn't agree to that. She shook her head and walked out. Now, I'm a pretty trusting person, but something about the whole situation rubbed me the wrong way. If my boss wanted a pizza, why not just order one herself? Why involve me? And why send me to a random manager at a random pizza place? Was this some kind of test to see if I was trustworthy? Well, I guess the only way to find out was to deliver the message and observe my boss's reaction when she realized I had NT bought her a pizza and wasted her money. So I walked over to Marco's Pizza and gave the manager the note. He looked at it, stared at me, then took it. "Cool, thanks. You have a nice day." "You too." And that's when I realized I was in trouble. He didn't even ask who sent me. That meant he was expecting me.